Okay, so here's another one. Any thoughts on Okteto for Kubernetes? I do not know what that is. What is Okteto for Kubernetes? So I guess you'll get a reaction video from me out of this. Okteto, the Kubernetes development platform. Kubernetes is the easiest and fastest way to get shareable preview environments with each pull request to keep your entire organization in the loop and collaborating. Whether you're building Kubernetes, Docker, Compose, or your own services built in-house, you can get started today with this type of application. I am extremely skeptical. I suspect that they do not. I don't know. Let's go see. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's go look at it, their graphic version of their website, and I'll give you my first impression. I'm so tired of flashy corporate websites that blind me. I'm already really, really skeptical. Far too many hexagons that you can almost immediately tell the engineering prowess of the application by the inverse proportion of the number of hexagons are contained on the web page. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Especially since they're part of Y Combinator. Oh my God. There could not be a more disastrous recommendation. I'm sorry. I am very skeptical so far. Y Combinator has an overwhelmingly negative reputation at throwing money at shit that never sticks. They do it constantly. It's one of the worst. Say sayonara to any of my accelerator money, right? Y Combinator is the worst possible exemplification of the satire on Silicon Valley. I'm not interested in even looking at any of this. Their website has turned me off so bad already. I don't even want to look at anything else. I mean, look at all the hexagons. Oh my God. I am not hopeful. Come meet us at KubeCon and get some swag, of course, because that's where you're spending all your Y Combinator money, right? I mean, does anybody not know the running Russ Hanneman joke about Silicon Valley money blown on swag? Look, I was a webmaster for a long time. Yeah, it's definitely Tailwinds probably, but whatever. I'm sorry, it's going to take a lot for them. Also, like the listing, the mandatory, I mean, it's, the mandatory listing of all of the things that are using you. Seriously, the more they spend on marketing, the less they actually have of anything interesting to show me. So the more I see marketing like this, the more turned off I am about it. The more likely the reason I'm looking at this is because somebody from my community mentioned it. And I tend to take the mention of anything from my community members far greater than some trending shit on Twitter or something. Monday.com case study, they got multiple case studies of people who decided make development efforts. The sampling of the solutions I can provide developers. Okay, so what is it? Instantly spin up production-like dev environments in the cloud for every developer. Let me guess. It's using KubeVirt. If it's using KubeVirt, I won't be able to throw it far enough away from me to smell the stank. If it's using KubeVirt in the hood, can I get the source code? The best tool for development in containers. It's the best tool for development in containers. You have to qualify that for me. It's using syncing. Is it deploying your pods for you and everything? I am so skeptical. Can I see the source code? Is it FOSS? Is it free and open source software, or is it something you have to buy? It's something you have to buy, right? Oh my God, who designed this fucking webpage? So, syncs your local code directly into the container. Well, then why does it say try for free? Git repository, front-end API, environment, preview, step one. I'm sorry, I'm super skeptical. Their website has totally turned me off. How's changes to put in platform teams? Step one, unlock productivity with one-click development environments. I don't buy that shit at all. No. For simple and complete apps with 30 plus microservices, get instant environment for fast, repeatable, and reliable development workflows. No, don't lie to me. they have a cloud offering. We are air gapped, so only use the open source stuff. Well, see, that's interesting to me. See, now if you started with that, I might have heard you out more better. If they're providing a turnkey open gap solution for Kubernetes, then they're kind of in the space with Scenario. Not really, but they're kind of in that space. And there's not many things in that space. So that does intrigue me. I will admit that does. Step 2, previews for everyone. Okteto is the easiest and fastest way to get shareable preview environments. What does that even mean, shareable preview environments? With each pull request to keep your entire organization in a loop about collaboration. Shareable preview environments. I'm assuming they're talking about applications, like web-facing applications. And it sounds to me like they're assuming that all applications in the world are web-facing applications, which would be a huge count against them. I'm operating a cluster that's almost entirely machine learning, has nothing to do with web services. So that would just be a very unwise assumption on their part if that's the case. I don't know. We're going to keep going here. Step 3, scale the new workflows. Once you've unlocked the power of Okteto, can we just get rid of the marketing speak for a second? Anybody who actually says words like that is in a special category with the ShamWow guy. And I don't trust anything the ShamWow guy says to me. Just saying. We'll talk about the ML stuff later. So, what? Yeah, that's kind of mean to say about ShamWow. This is how the world is right now. Well, I know OpenShift does the same thing, right? Podman has got the same thing. OpenShift is still relative. Red Hat's still a player in this, right? It's like Ansible has the same marketing crap. It stinks so bad, but Ansible, I had to be forced to admit, it's the best in its class right now, and I use it. So I'm just telling you my first impressions. That's what this is about. Once you've unlocked the power of Okteto, you'll find the development process doesn't stop at engineering. What does that sentence even mean? Wait, I have to read this again. You'll find that the development process doesn't stop at engineering. I don't understand that sentence. I really don't understand that sentence. The development process when does the development process involve engineering at all? I mean, I guess this is because I don't know, CI/CD. Okay. Use environments for what the fuck is an environment? Okay. What is an environment? That is the most generic word I've ever heard. You cannot use the word environment to a technologist. I want specifics. Use environments for sales demos, executive presentations, customer feedback, and more. What does that even mean? I'm sorry. I have no idea what it means. Yeah, I would click on Let's Talk because I have no idea what you just said. You did it you have a lot of, your designers are really awesome. They're very well paid. Your designers are very well paid, but I still have no idea what your product is. I have no idea what it is or what it does or what problem it solves. Nothing. And I just went through your whole webpage. You see, Rob, we leverage our ML-derived cloud-based AI tool to launch multiple environment pods to execute next-gen insights. Matt, how are you? Pricing. So, okay, I thought it was free. Okay, it is free. Starter, remote and preview environments for small teams. What does that mean? Preview environments. Am I going into a website page? What the hell am I doing? Is this all web-based? Scale, a development platform for your entire team. Okay, but how big is my team? What if my team is just 3 people? Enterprise, a custom plan tailored to the requirements of the organization. Contact us and we'll give you a specific self-hosted SAS. Oh, we have the health self-hosted button on. You dare me to click on oh man, they got one of these AI chat things too. Free for up to 3 users? What qualifies as a user? A developer? Is a developer a user? Or is the person who's using the product after that? The person who's using the environments, whatever that means. Okay, I'm spending way too much time on this. DevX team lead, Monday.com. The productivity increase is huge. Developers almost don't need any extra time handling environment setup and can work on what matters, which is the product itself. Environment. Are we talking about development environment? Like as in IDE, individual development environment? Is that what we're talking about? That's what it sounds like. I mean, I assume that's what they're talking about, right? By the way, just a recommendation to other people watching this: having other, startup set people recommend things is a bad idea. You can't set up an Emacs setup. I didn't ask that. I'm just wondering. Self-hosting features, starter for free. Okay, this might have data. This might actually have something. I'm going to read this. Remote desktop environments in one click. Oh, remote development environments in one click. So it's like VS Code, but not. And that gets me a development environment as opposed to just running a container, which is what people have been doing forever. I mean, okay, so I think I'm starting to put some things together here. So this is a product. This is a company who's built around the pretty standard practice these days of setting up a containerized development environment for everybody on your team so that everybody's on the same page about how your development works and the testing, the unit tests and all that stuff. And then the automated, particularly if you've got automated testing. I don't do it, but that's a very common thing. In fact, Greg, we're working on a book talking about this. So, it's you create a container. I mean, the simplest form of this is you create a container. Everybody shares a container, and everybody builds in the container, and they have the same dependencies and everything. So there's not a lot of, and it sounds like that they've done that and then added a layer of probably Electron webbiness on the outside of it, as opposed to just giving you a container that you can exec into and use to do your development. Mount some directories and stuff because that's too hard, of course. So remote development environment is one click. Get straight to developing with instant development environments that look like production. I have no idea what that means. Preview environments for every PR. Okay, so that sounds like what they're doing is they've got a Kubernetes. Okay, I'm starting to see what they're probably doing. So they have a Kubernetes environment and they have some GitOps hooks into it that probably pull down the latest PR and give you a pod that's got all of those changes in it. And if it's actually serving up any kind of content, you can go see it at that whatever IP or whatever, if they've, port forwarded or something. And then you can just go look at it. Namespace sharing, share your dev environments with the rest of your team, enabling more effective collaboration. How can you? That sounds terrible to me. Why would you not just pull down the latest PR that somebody just made? Why do you need a tool for that? Git already does that. My buddy and I are doing that thing right now. We're like coordinating our pulls and doing stuff to separate branches. It's like, if you're not using Git for that, I'm okay. Single sign-on, integrate with your. No, that's just stupid. Just use SSH for this shit. Come on, just use SSH Git and GitHub. Why do we need the extra? I don't understand. Okay, role-based access control. Maybe it's because it's containerized. Maybe it's because it's containerized and they wanna boot up the container or something. They want to like automatically reboot the service every time you make a change. It's kind of a CI/CD kind of thing. Role-based access control, data cloning and volume snapshots. It sounds like they put something in Kubernetes, shared secrets. So, okay, so it's definitely Kubernetes development-centric, air-gapped installation. Oh, you can't even get an air-gapped installation unless you go enterprise. That's interesting. That means you have to install your own, I guess. I don't know what that means. Community forum, email support, premium support, customer contracts and invoicing, security and compliance. What does that even mean? They just needed more checkboxes for the enterprise option. That's what that means. Let's make some up. And they had to make a really flashy site because Y Combinator wouldn't give them any more money unless they did. welcome to tech in Silicon Valley. So, okay, as usual, show me the source, and I can tell right away if it's shit. So we're gonna do that, and I'm scaring people away. Everybody's running away. I don't care. Clone Okteto. I can't even spell their name. So they have a free version. Did they use submodules? Let's check. No submodules. Okay. First test passed. Code owners. Oh, of course they have a code of conduct. Of course they do. In the interest of fostering an opening and welcome environment. It probably took them 3 weeks to make the code of conduct. Hopefully they won't fork the entire project over it like they did with io.js. Anybody remember that? Look, I believe in supporting the rights of all people, but my God, the shit that goes on in tech related to that is just horrible. Makefile. Oh, superfluous makefile. Let's see. That's like there's no faster indication of cluelessness than a superfluous makefile. Yeah. So far, they have their testing in here. This is 100% superfluous, mostly phony makefile. Hey, guess what? If your makefile is mostly phony, then you're probably a phony. And you probably shouldn't use make for that. You should probably just write a fucking shell script. Hate to tell it to you, but you failed that test big time. Oh, if the uname is Darwin, I mean, there's no reason to have a fucking makefile here at all. You've just overcomplicated this unnecessarily. There is no reason for it whatsoever. You've just proved how clueless you are. They have a Docker file at the root, though. Let's take a look at that. Oh, they're building GoBuster. That's nice. This is their build tool, probably. They're getting kubectl 121, so they only support Kubernetes 121, which is going to be end of life in like 3 months. I know, because we're on it still. We have to get off of it. Seriously. And it's just kubectl, I know, but still, when is Kubernetes 1.21 end of life? Making the world a fair place. Kubernetes 1.9 received approximately 1 year of patch support. It is 1.15 received. Yeah. So let's see here. Today's releases for release branches for the most recent 3 major releases. Kubernetes 1.19 and newer received approximately 1 year patch support, which means that they're using an unsupported version of Kubernetes as of this moment. Doesn't surprise me. So is Domino. We had to throw Domino out of our company at great expense because they couldn't keep up with the Kubernetes release cycle. Doesn't look like this one is doing much better. Latest release 1.22, patch release 1.221. Guess what? 1.21 is no longer supported as of this moment. And 1.22 is end of life in. Oh my God. 1.22. I didn't realize how out of date our own clusters are. I didn't realize. Is it actually today? Shit. Oh my God. What day is it? Oh my God. I didn't realize it was that close. Welcome to Kubernetes land. It is literally today. How fortuitous. Today is the last day that 1.22 is supported. Don't tell anybody. My company's on 1.21 in production still. And they have no plans to upgrade whatsoever. Okay. This is, look, I'm laughing because this is a huge problem in the Kubernetes world. In fact, it's such a huge problem that the Kubernetes organization, we'll say, whichever one, Cloud Native, whatever, they came out and they said, whoa, Kubernetes, you got to slow down your release cycle here. If you're going to say you're only supporting the last 3, then you got to give them at least 3 months in between each release. Because nobody can keep up. Massive companies with lots of Y Combinator funding and everybody else in between cannot keep up with the Kubernetes release cycle. This is called the day 2 problem. And every application that can't keep up is also falling behind those. And all the teams, God help you if you're me or you're one of the people on one of these teams who has to support all this shit. Because you can, not only do you have to upgrade Kubernetes, but you also have to upgrade all of the applications running in your cluster that it depends on. Prometheus, Grafana, Domino, Algo, Elasticsearch, all of them. And they all have dependencies on specific versions. It's called the day 2 problem, and it is very real. The reason that people are losing millions, if not billions of dollars on shitty Kubernetes deployments is because of this. So when I laugh and I lose it a little bit, this is why. This is why. Because obviously, and why did this come up? This came up because according to their Docker file, they're using a completely unsupported version of kubectl. That as of this day is no longer supported. And I'm not even kidding. The way kubectl and Kubernetes works is that kubectl, the version between kubectl and the version supported in the cluster can be skewed by one exact version. Which means that if they're importing kubectl 1.21 and today 1.22 server Kubernetes cluster is end of life, that their kubectl line is wrong. No, well, sometimes you do. It depends on if they have dependencies. But you know what? You're absolutely right. God help me. You have no idea how much I hope that that's true. Right? But a lot of times when you upgrade your cluster, you're not even told whether the application you're currently running is still. So you have to go through the research minimally to make sure that all of your applications that you have, if you even know what they are going to be okay with the upgrade. Because there are definitely applications that are not compatible with the upgrade. Domino comes to mind. So Domino has been holding us back on 1.21 for more than a year. In fact, they still require 1.21, even though 1.22 was end of life today. This is such a big problem that they kicked Domino out of our company. And we are completely abandoning it as a product. And if you don't know Domino, God help you if you have to use it. And so we got rid of it because of this. So this is a very real problem. And I just, I'm getting kind of excited, but I want you to see this. So this all came about because this Docker file is 100% not supported by the Kubernetes project at all. Because as of today, kubectl 1.21 is no longer supported officially by the Kubernetes project. Period. Because it's one level of skew off from the main server, and 1.22 has just been end of life this day. So, yeah, I don't need to see any more. This is a completely clueless team of software developers who barely know Kubernetes and think Helm charts are a good idea. And so we're not gonna look much further than this. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. There is no way I would ever come near this thing. And the fact that these kind of, look, they got a really fancy website. Just maybe somebody should tell them that their core container is running an unsupported version of Kubernetes. But their website's pretty. I knew it. I knew as soon as I saw this sexy website, I was going to find some shit like this. Happens every time. You know what? Take all that money that you spent on that website. Yeah. Okteto, and maybe pay the engineers to do things that are current and relevant. I knew I was going to find this. It's not like I wanted to find it. I just knew it was going to happen. What license are they? Apache. That's good. That's really good. What's the README about? Should I open an issue on it? Let's see if they have any issues open about the out of dateness. Testing. Sure, document header reverse separate between flag. Don't print self-sign. Running document control C when selecting. Manifest cannot open terminal. Blah blah blah. Wait, is it running a terminal through the web? God damn! How many issues do they have? These are not non-issues. Support. These are not non-issues, my friends. These are real issues. There are 138 open issues on this product, and none of them so far are like non-bug issues. This is not good. I would never, ever touch this product. Exactly what I would expect from a Y Combinator project. Uh, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I can't find anything positive to say here. I am trying really hard. I like that there's 1.18 and higher. That's nice. That means they can put generics in here. Watch them use. Oh, they use a Fatiste color. That's good. I mean, that's fine. Little tiny things like that usually show they know what they're doing. They use the UID library for that. Okay, fine. Whatever. Moby? They're using Moby? Really? Okay. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Cobra, of course. Which is shit. I hate it. You're using version 2 of YAML. That's good. Case API, machinery, client Go, kubectl. It's funny because they're using the version .2. No, that's a different library. Never mind. All right, so shell escapes. Server container D. They're using a container D console. That must be a server-side console support. I don't know. Docker CLI distribution in Docker. Huh. Go container registry. Anyway, that doesn't look too bad. They have a GitHub. They use a GitHub API, which, ooh, huh. I'm gonna have to look at that one. Activision Blizzard. Do you really? I mean they're an incubation stage. Are they on the landscape? Let's go look and see. Are they even on the CNCF landscape? Anybody know? I don't want to go looking through this. I hate looking through this thing. Does anybody know if they're on here? I'm not. It's going to take me forever to find them. Okteto. Let me see if I can find anything on here. You know what? I really wish that they would fix this so that you can actually search this thing. It's come on, guys. You know, you can sort, but you can't search. I just want to search, download as a CSV. Hell yeah, let's do that. I've never done that before. Wouldn't that be great if that was a CSV in a data node that I could go query dynamically? Wouldn't that be awesome? So many hexagon logos. The more hexagons, the more clueless. Every single time, I swear to God. What are we finding here? Okteto. Hey, there they are. They are definitely there. So, what are they? I'm trying to keep this readable. I am sorry. Oh god, I am not VS coding very well. I suck at it. Well, help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! I suck. I suck at VS Code lately. All right, wait. Like, give him the terminal if he can't breathe. He can't breathe. He's suffocating. Wait, what does this even tell me? What does it sell? Develop your applications directly in your Kubernetes cluster. That doesn't make sense to me. I guess. Why would anybody want to be forced to do their development in a Kubernetes cluster? That doesn't make any sense. This is one of these like Git pod things. Commit blah blah blah. Wait, is it mature? How do I know if it's mature or not? I have to look at the data model. I don't give a crap to do that. No, cancel installation. Someone help me. Where are they? Where are they listed under? Application definition and image building. I wonder if it's here. Because I can't find them. I am not happy with myself, but I cannot find them. They're here somewhere. Someplace they're here. I just don't know where. I mean, they had to make sure they got themselves out of here. I mean, we're going to spend like 20 minutes looking for this because graphics. You know, if this was a text file, I'd be done with it by now. Oh, and you're going to say, well, they do have a CSV. Yeah, but then I have to learn the data model that goes with it. Because it's going for them to be mature, it's going to be like something like code 55 or something. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't care to know. It is. It's like, where's Waldo? It's bad enough. I can't even do a search on here to find it because I am lame. Okteto. Watch it be like, nope, can't find it. You know why? Because it's a freaking graphic page with a bunch of JavaScript on it, and none of these text actually exists. If they... Okay, fine. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Somebody find it for me. I don't give a shit to care. The dev console. Ooh, you might have something there. It's orange. Oh, that'll help us. I mean, inspect. Oh, see, this is called div soup, my friends. Remember all that stuff about the internet and how crappy it is right now? Mm-hmm. It's not crappy. It's an applications platform. It's not for simple things like, oh, I don't know, looking up the status of the Okteto project. It's probably on their website. They need filters for logo shape. They really do. I mean, it's just so bad. Data options. Ooh. What do we got here? What is this? What is this? What is this? I can't even see it. It's too small. Label 1 crew, level 1, ID 1 is nice label. If I have to go read your shitty JSON just to find out if it's a mature project, I mean, maybe you failed in your interface. For intelligence label, for intelligence around network. Oh, wait. Those are all with this one. It's like, I really don't care. Wait, how is Yelp in here? Yelp is in here? What the hell does Yelp have to do with Cloud Native? I am done. I cannot take this anymore. I just cannot take it anymore. I cannot take it. I cannot get a simple answer. What is the maturity level of this the thing? I forgot. My brain is so fried right now. Not even another espresso is going to fix this brain. This is I'm so sorry. You got my honest reaction, my friends. Yes, I'm cynical of things in general. That is a fair, critique of me. But I do want to say that, I will give things a fair shake. I mean, Talos is a good example. Cero is a good example of that. And that was a small company that didn't come on strong in the marketing. They really tried to do the right things and make a really good OS and everything else. And their website was kind of iffy, which is almost a good sign. And they came around. So I'm just trying to tell you, I am not a bad person for attacking Okteto. I want you to believe that. I really do. All their rights are reserved, though, even though their software is entirely based on a non-supported version of Kubernetes. Oh, I can't tell you how funny I find that to be. Anyway, so contributing. Do we want to contribute to Okteto CLI? Probably not. 180 open bugs at the moment. Is the new thing. Ooh, that sounds good, VMT. Damn. Why did you tell me that? If is responsible, let's say though the design is horrible. I know. It's always been horrible, and they've tried to make, it's searchable and everything, but it's the people who made it were entirely in application brain mode. This is I don't want to rant about that, but the landscape itself, made by good people, who I believe are coming at it from the wrong place. They're coming at it thinking that, if we make this really awesome application, it'll make it really easy for people to search. You know what would have been easier? A really, really plain old text document that I can search. Even a fucking YAML file would have been better. And you know what? If that's fine for you to do all that craziness, if you want to do all that fancy graphic crap, fine. Give me an out when I need to get an answer so that I can go someplace else when I'm not really interested in all of your flashy, shitty, cutesy animal logos, which are almost always, inversely proportional to the success of the project. So light roast espresso thing, really? Yeah, I actually kind of want to talk about espresso instead of this for a bit. I'm not attacking anybody, especially the person who asked what I thought of them. Okay. On the left, to say there's a filter for the company organization. Yeah, but okay, let's go back to it. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. There is a filter, but it doesn't say how to get to it. It says sort by alphabetical and company any. I mean, there's no way for me to sort by name. You know what I mean? And I thought downloading the CSV was going to help me, but nope. Look, I'm still trying. I believe in trying. Landscape guide. What's the difference between a landscape and a guide? I don't know. I'll go back to the landscape. So, okay. CNCF member projects, non-CF member projects or pages. I mean, I just don't see how to. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, look, it has every single organization listed. Bingo, we found it. You're right. Thank you for telling me to keep going. Yeah, we're going to go down and find our one company and click on the checkbox. Hey, look, GoDaddy's here. Yeah, GoDaddy is a cloud native project. Oh, I'm going to shoot myself. Oh, we're having fun, right? Wait, does Q come after K? Yeah, okay. Oh, my brain. Nagios is on here. Awesome. I like Nagios. I can't believe it's on here, though. People don't like Nagios because it's so old. Is Isinga on here? I bet it's not. Pachyderm. Ooh, that's cool, too. I'm getting distracted. Jared, how are you? Too far. What's that? What do we do? Oh, it's an O, not Q. I'm seriously, my brain is totally fried right now, my friends. I have no ability. This is when you do not write code. Public service announcement. Do not write code when you're in my current state, which is, by the way, not inebriated. Probably should be. Where's the alcohol? Do I have enough? Anyway, Peloton, cloud native platform for sure. This is so crazy. Yelp is on here. What is the thinking? Are these all of the companies that are registered with some particular stock exchange or something? I'm just okay. Orkis, Ori Industries, Orca Security, Oracle. Ugh. Wait, what are we looking at here? Okteto. On-prem is not a company, is it? I want to see. Apparently, on-prem is a company. We found it, people. Now I have to find it without losing it. Oh, there it is. Of course, I was warm. It was in the application definition thing. Yeah, what's this here? Wait. I was warm, but I didn't get on-prem. On-prem is actually a company name. Wow. I didn't think that would be a thing. God reminds me I can't use that terminology. Okteto, open source software, licensed Apache 2, open SSF best practices, and they have a Twitter account. They are a CNCF silver member, which means it does rock. I agree. I like it. Silver member, Okteto is a silver member. That means they paid a lot of money. because they have money from incubator, at least while their Series A is still here, and then they're going to run out, and then they're going to go bankrupt, and then they're going to get bought out by some other company. GitHub has 2,000 stars. That means they're obviously good. They have a LinkedIn. They have a Twitter. Their first commit was 4 years ago. So it sounds like they've been around. They have 18 mil of funding as of this moment left. 99% go. I support this. Headcount 11 to 50. Well, I'm not going to work for them. Look at their commits. Their commits have gone way down, and their issues have gone up. So this is nice. Congrats, Landscape, for showing us all this summary data. This is really this page is largely about who you're going to invest in. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, they wouldn't have Crunchbase here if they didn't think so. Let's go see Crunchbase. 8 contacts, 3 employee profiles. Specializes in the fields of software development, software engineering, and cloud computing industry. Private, San Francisco. Read the pitch deck developer tool startup. Whoa, what? 15 million Series A led by 2 Sigma Ventures. The story behind Haystack's investment in Okteto. Kubernetes development platform Okteto raises 15 in Series A. So they've only made like 3 million. The rest is all left over from their Series A. Read the pitch deck. Okay. Oh God. You really don't want to zoom in like that. That's a bad idea. Do I have to have a trial to read your stupid thing? Time for me to pull my links out. I have to have a Business Insider member. GigaChat Sigma Ventures. Yeah. I don't. Can we inspect element? Can we do that? We'll never rebillionize. See, I appreciate that humor right there. From their seed funding. Their seed funding is 3, and so that means they haven't made a dime, which is normal for Silicon Valley. It's like, no, no. Amazon's never made a fucking dime, and Bezos is the king. Name that quote. That was a horrible Russ Hanneman. That was a horrible Russ Hanneman. So founded on the founders. Oh God. Now I'm going to be attacked for being mean to Latino people because they have Latin names. I'm not anti-Latino. I had no idea the founders were Latino until now. Okteto Inc. Series A for-profit. Stop. Okteto is a computer software company specialist in the fields of software engineering and the cloud computing industry. That's a pretty broad statement. The company allows wait. They don't English well. The company allows to instantly. I'm sorry. Look, if you're going to have my friends, I am a horrible speller. Is instantly a thing that I don't know? Is that a term I don't know? My imposter syndrome is kicking in because I don't know Silicon Valley lingo. Did they invent a new term that I have no idea of? Instantly. So here's the thing. Okay. If you launch a company and you spend the kind of money that you do in this kind of website, I mean, look at this website. It's absolutely beautiful, except for that part that just like literally burned my retinas out. Okay. Brilliant website. Really got far too few hexagons though. Definitely needs more hexagons. Okay. Needs more hexagons. Other than that, fantastic. If you have that kind of money, here's what you need to do. Make sure somebody with proper spelling skills edits and proofreads the most important press release statement that will ever appear in any investment site such as Crunchbase. This is the place to not look. Look, I make mistakes all the time when I Zettelkasten. I'm not blaming people for not knowing how to spell. I'm not attacking, non-English speakers. It's none of those things. But if you get 8 lines to represent your company, then that's the place where you want to take all of those business writing skills and you want to apply them completely wonderfully to one paragraph, because this is the most important paragraph you could ever write. The company allows to instantly spin up pre-configured customization of browser. Exactly. The company allows to instantly spin up pre-configured environments in the cloud and start developing within seconds. Okteto was founded in 2018 and is headquartered in San Francisco, California. All right. They got Twitter. They got a LinkedIn, of course. San Francisco companies with more than 10 employees. Western U.S. companies. Okay, so wait, let's go. I just have to read their Twitter. I just have to. I'm sorry. Hexagons. All right, good job, Okteto. You got your hexagons. You check that box off. Maybe check off the spilled my press release right. Maybe work on that one. You're losing points there. No, it's not total funding. It definitely is not. No. That was something different. No, that was for all of them. That was for all of the organizations combined. Thank God. These are cubes. I mean, these are like, oh no, those are cubes. Are they cubes or are they hexagons? Oh my God, they're messing with us. Okay, I got to give them props for that. If you can pull a cube and a hexagon together, I mean, perspective cubes are hexagons. Who knew? That's like, you definitely win so many more points for that. And yeah, of course you have a stylized letter like everybody, including SkillStack. So, because I mean that's the standard. Remote development environments for cloud-native companies. YCW19. This is like This is like bragging about you being valedictorian in your high school to try to get a job. Seriously, this is like the equivalent of like, the immature. I mean, seriously, it's like if you're putting your Y Combinator status on your Twitter page and pushing that to your potential customers, then you totally miss the boat. You're still seriously, you still haven't, been to your first like beer bong party in high school or whatever you do. I never did. It's like, why would you list your Y Combinator on there? I mean, that's just, no. That's like saying I got a straight A's in college in high school. Nobody gives a shit. We don't. So imagine how much better the dev experience would be if developers could leverage the production data during development without compromising on the security of users. I mean, I'm going to continue to imagine that because that's impossible to do. They want to run their development cluster, have access to production data in the production Kubernetes cluster at the same. This is a ridiculously bad idea. The fact that they even got a fucking dime is absolutely mysterious to me. With privacy dynamics. Oh, who's this? The fastest way to click 94 followers. Yeah, I'm going to trust all of my privacy to a company with 94 followers. Look, I trusted Talos and Sidera more than this because I knew they were just a startup. I mean, the problem is that they're making a lot of grandiose promises. And I contrast this with Sidera, which was a company just starting up too, and they never did that. They said, look, we're just getting started. This is what we're doing. They didn't make a big ass, webpage and promise the sky and the moon to everybody and then fail, because that's what they're doing. Read a copy of the production data. Sure, access product with devs sounds like a terrible idea. Access product with devs sounds. I cannot believe that they're even giving access to production data from a development environment. I mean, the security implications of that all by itself are so bad or so terrifying. I don't even want to talk about it. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. It depends on the application, of course, but you just do like to see. No problem. I can live without. I mean, Okteto. Aviato. Aviato. VMT, you are always there for me. You are always there for me with the great jokes, man. I mean, aviato. Oh, God. Oh. I mean, they're like, make sure you spell our name right. It's Okteto, but, fuck spelling in our press release. Of all the Grammarly marketing team not targeting San Francisco big companies. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, that wins the prize. That was. I'm not even drunk, and that was that's like 3,000 points of rep funny. That was so funny. Oh, honestly, people, I didn't start this little video to start slamming on something, but I'm glad we had it. This is a really great way for me to end my Friday night. I just don't have any alcohol. I wonder if my stepson will let me steal some of his what is it, firecracker. He has some whiskey left. I think I might need a little bit after this. So, look, I'm happy for you if this is a thing that you have to use. Fireball, yeah. No. It's nothing that I would ever be interested in, ever. And anybody who's invested their money in there, maybe you should, sell your Bitcoin and invest in Okteto, because that's the kind of people that would invest in this. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. I don't even know what that is. That's just my Twitter feed. I have lost all ability to reason and think clearly. And all I did was a little bit of casual research any tech investor with an engineering job would do. And let's say the good things. Let's end on a positive note here, okay? Lots of awesome hexagons, and seriously, being able to put a cube and a hexagon together, seriously, that is like real skill. And the fact that you chose to use Go for your target language, and that you're using Go 1.18, which honestly, I got to tell you, it says a lot about how long you've done your development since you started in 2018. That means you probably have a very young code base, which is not a bad thing. You got not that much technical debt. You made some really good decisions on libraries in the Go thing. In my opinion, you have a completely and totally phony makefile, which does not need to exist. You're using a unsupported version of kubectl in your Docker file, which means your core product is 100% unsupported by Kubernetes, even though you have some sort of listing, which to this day, I still don't know their landscape listing, what it is. We went to all that trouble to find the listing, and I couldn't even find out whether they were, I did not find any indicators that they are even an incubated project over there. They are very proud of the money that they got from the Y Combinator project. Good for them. I mean, it's like Silicon Valley kindergarten to go through Y Combinator. If you want a really amazing story about somebody who made it through Y Combinator and, in his words, went to the top of the shit pile, plucked the rose, and went back down again, Aaron Schwartz. That's somebody who actually co-founded Reddit and a number of other things and managed to survive without, shit on him. Until, of course, the feds killed him. So, sorry, spoiler alert, in case if you want to see somebody that made it through Silicon Valley that I respect wholeheartedly, Aaron Schwartz, all day long. Just go read about that amazing human being. And that will be a nice positive way to do it. Now, Aaron Schwartz would be appalled by all of this, completely appalled. And, oh God, that's a little weird. They put their, this is kind of the symbol of the sign of This is kind of the sign of a junior project. They don't have a source directory, and they made their top level their main command. That's very novice. I know he died by suicide. I mean, but go look at the pressure the feds put on him and his girlfriend before you make that full decision. So main.go. This is actually a little bit of a mistake here on their part. They should. What is this? What the hell is that? I have to figure out what this is. What's calling it? Is it their own thing? Plus, they use .yml instead of YAML. That always annoys me. A lot of people do, but it really annoys me when the creator of YAML, Igni, who actually asked to use YAML fully. I mean, why did you have to shorten it? You didn't have to. One less letter, okay. I mean, it's such an annoying thing. So I don't know what this thing is, but it's used all over the place. I mean, I'm not against them using a manifest file. I just find it odd that they would put it there. On the one hand, putting their top level command and putting the main.go package at the root of the project is very bold. I do it all the time. Of course, I'm not writing enterprise software. I'm writing libraries and packages, most of them which I use for myself, but some of it is. When I have an enterprise project of this type, I would probably not put the main command there. I probably would have, but I think they did that because they wanted to be able to do the go install. Oh my God, please tell me they're not using go get in the readme. Please use go install in the readme instead of go get. If they're using go get in the readme, that is so bad. Please do not say. Okay, their markdown's pretty good. I'm saying positive things, see? I'm saying positive things. Their markdown is clean. It is. It's clean. And it's unwrapped, but that's okay. And a lot of it is. You know how hard it is to read most markdown? So, kudos for that. So, getting started. Docs getting started. Oh, I see what they did. Okay, so their website is actually a Get a Pages site. Yeah, see, here it is right here. Here's the whole website right here. Oh, no, maybe not. Why did they put it under docs then? Interesting. Major minor releases. Patch releases. Release channels stable. Great docs, though. They've done a great job of that. Now, why did they... Oh, that's a... See, I hate it when people use triple dashes for horizontal rules because you can't tell whether that's the starting of a YAML file or not. Which you can do. You can embed YAML in some formats of Markdown. So that always throws me. It's one of the reasons I use 4 dashes for HRs all the time. Anyway, list artifacts, Darwin and Linux, downloads, Docker pull. Okay, so this they want you to use this as a Docker file. That's fine. And I mean, that's fine. I would imagine that they would want to deploy as a Docker file. The fact that they're hosting it on Docker Hub is not unusual. People do it all the time. They obviously are on kind of the DevOps world, so they're not into just getting the binary. They what the hell is this? It was a manual process. I don't understand the installation process. I didn't see anything about that. Architecture. Did I miss something? How do I install the thing? Circle CI, which is not uncommon. I actually need to learn Circle CI. Circle CI is one of the things I'm going to install in my cluster over here when we get that built. I might work on that a little bit this weekend, actually. I'm going to do kubeadm. I'm going to speed run kubeadm install on-prem again because I need to get good with that. I'm not good with that yet. Yeah, I didn't see the install, but install, it's in the getting started. I don't remember seeing a getting started doc, though. Did I miss it? No, they have a broken link. Yeah, they do. They have a very broken link right there. I mean, that's fine. It happens. That's forgivable. Uh, it says go to. Oh, never mind. That's the website, of course. Getting started. It's got to be stored someplace else. Yeah, let's see if we can find it. Where did they keep that source code? Is that in their other site? Probably. I'm guessing. So there's no install information here. It says just go do the getting started. Yeah. Which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. I would have expected installation information to be in the README of the actual binary, especially since it's a main.go file. I know how to install it. Should we try it? Should we install it? Yeah, let's do this. Go install github.com Okteto. Let's see if it'll even run or compile. That'll be interesting. Okteto at latest. This is the proper way to install something and go 1.18 or higher. And let's see how long it takes, how big of a program application it is. I was afraid of this. They don't know that you can't use replace directives in 1.18. I actually opened a bug on the customized project about this exact problem. I'm sorry, the compose of the K project about this very thing. You want to see? You want to see what they said? It's really kind of funny. Yeah, this is a real big novice Go team indicator. Yeah, I'm really glad I did that build. There's no way I would give them money. I mean, they're not even like junior Go developers. They're missing major things. So, I mean, did they say they had a 19 dependency? What version of Go do I? No. It's 18 or higher. Let me show you. So if I go to, is it customize? No, it's compose. Let's go to GitHub. Let me show you. So, as compose. Compose is a project that tries to be Docker Compose for Kubernetes. So I'm glad I asked your thoughts about it. Craft Coder. Look, I'm not attacking you. I hope you know that, right? I think you found several things that you can go back and report to. So here is Kubernetes Compose. Now they've never hit this problem because they probably developed it all in a container, and honestly, they probably have never done a go install from that in that method, even though it's supposed to be supported. So I actually opened a ticket with these guys, and I think that it's still. I think they closed it with, "We don't know what to do." So, replace. Let me see if I can find it. It's exactly the same problem. It's a different project. Cannot install because Go. Yeah. Oh wait. They opened it. They opened the problem too. I swear. This is a known issue with Go. Yeah, this is I swear I opened one here with them. I did. I think it's exactly the same one. Maybe I'm mixing it. Maybe it's customized. I might be mixing my projects up actually. Yeah, I am. It's customized. Same problem though. So name port experience report but repeated. Huh. Let's go to all GitHub. Customize. Where is it? Repositories. There's really that many? Oh my god. I want to say that this is the one. I can't remember. I'm trying to find it. Open by junior, unable to open a path. Yeah, I think this is the one. I don't know. One of them, I can't remember which one it is. Honestly, I can't remember right now. My brain doesn't work. I don't know why I'm still here. I should not be here anymore. I definitely open a thing and they close it. But it was the same problem. So if your project does not install because of replace directives, your project has problems. And this is not a Go problem. This is a problem with you. And they have added replace directives because they wanted to get around problems with how stuff was like movements in between things. This used to be a pretty common thing to do, and so it is a little bit controversial because people were doing this for a long time. In fact, people were using vanity URLs, import statements, in order to redirect them on purpose. They were deliberately using replace. In fact, a very prominent GitHub developer was using that, and I talked to him about it on Twitter. I'm like, that's a horrible idea. So they are redirecting dependencies on stuff that should not be on those other things. And I don't know. I don't know. This is interesting. This is one of the, I've seen several major projects that have this problem. And so I am super interested to see how they're going to get around it. I cannot install the software as it's designed. So I don't even know how I would install this software if let's see they did in the Docker file. I'm super interested because the whole point of this is they need to be able to install their stuff in Docker, right? So they're creating a Go mod, a Go sum. Oh, they're cheating. Yeah, they're not doing a Go install. No, they're just doing a Go build. From Alpine 3 is Okteto. Yeah, okay, so they're this is why they're not hitting it. They're not doing the installer. They're just doing a Go build. I'm just curious to see if I can actually just build it. If I build this properly, it should this will work because it's only the install command that has the problems with the replace directive. They actually added that to stop people from using the replace directive because it's been deprecated. You're not supposed to use it in the way that they're using it. And as I understand it, I need to get more information on this, but as I understand it, they added that replace gatekeeper thing to promote proper use of install, because you can't go get it all anymore. So, all those installation instructions that say go get -u, that does not, I'm sorry, for installation. You can do go get to update, your packages in your current Go project. That's different. That's go get is supposed to be used for. It was never supposed to be used for installation, apparently. And so that entire drama, I need to kind of look at that. If this actually builds with that replace directive, then I am going to start thinking that the replace gatekeeping in the go install command might actually be the problem. And that might be something to avoid, and to tell people not to use go install that way. Of course, that's going to stop people from doing like installs from the command line for Go, which people love to do, which they didn't have any information about how to do the installer that way. So they're getting started. I'm pretty sure is going to say, go use our Docker container, which has got our nice 1.18 pretty build in it. And then it deals with all of these things. So I got to give them credit. That is a very valid approach to this problem. Because if they have to use replace, as the customized project did, I think, the only way around that is to give your users a compiled version of your program that's already been precompiled, or that is in a Docker container, which is indirectly the same as being precompiled. So basically what they're saying is, rather than supporting the go install thing, they said, hey, we made you a container where you can do this build and have all your dependencies met. Or you can just do go build if you have Go happen. Let me have it there. So I have to admit, this is the best workaround for the replace problem. But being a project that's got a main.go on the root and it started in 2018, I would think that they wouldn't have these replace problems. But one of the reasons I'm pausing on this is because I have a feeling that, I looked at their replace directives and a lot of them are getting around problems with dependencies. that dependencies are not correct, and they need to override those dependencies in the entire code base. And the only way to do that is a replace directive. And thank God you can do that with a replace directive, because you may want to override a dependency with a fully compatible version of it throughout all of your dependencies. And I think that replace lets you do that. I mean, I know it lets you do that in the top level project. I think it also allows you to replace the dependencies in anything that you're also dependent on that depend on that version, which is, I think, would be dangerous to do. I don't know. It might not be. It might be just to be the one. So that built. That's fine. That went ahead and built. And we have Okteto here. Okteto. Okteto. Hey, look at the Cobra interface. I mean, if it's anything, it's consistent, right? So let's do this. Let's do Okteto completion bash. Oops. All right, so now we should be able to do Okteto tab, and we get, man. Okay, so I gotta admit, Cobra has taken up their game a little bit in their completion. They have now their completion stuff is still insane, but it's not as bad as it used to be. You gotta understand. That's pretty damn good. I'm getting sidetracked, but I don't care. So the last time, like a year ago, when I complained about Cobra, kubectl was 32,000 lines long, if I remember right. And just the completion. No, it's 3,200 lines long. Yeah, 1,000. Duh. It was huge. And they've done something. They've done something to the Cobra project to reduce the number of. They're using comp reply and stuff, which is fine. And the one thing that Cobra has over Bonsai is support for multiple shells besides Bash, which I haven't added Bash support. I could easily, but I haven't done it yet. It's still doing the completion in a bunch of auto-generated Bash shell scripting, and it's horrible shell scripting. This right here is absolutely horrible. I think they have no idea how to code Bash. It's just so fucking bad, but whatever. And at least they use local in their variables. Okay, whatever. So, I mean, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. Yeah, this is just so painful to look at. But it's better than it was. It used to be thousands of lines long, and it's not anymore. This means that they've somehow. I wonder if they're calling their own application, if they're getting away with it. It doesn't look like those guys are still using comp replies and stuff. Debug the words. Yeah, they're still using complete SO. Yeah. Oh. Here's a ref. I wonder if they changed the Bash library to be completion library. I doubt it, but huh. It's so funny they use double brackets here and then single up here. You know what else works? By the way, why are you putting curly brackets around it? Here, you don't need to do that. And why are they putting this as two separate commands? I don't understand. They're no idea how to code shell. Why are you saying? Okay, fine, whatever. I cannot look at this any further. Anyway, okay. It did work, yeah, for sure. So the tabs are there. Version of the binary. Okteto version. Build and push images. Analytics. Um, yeah, but they have double braces and then single, and then it's got so much inconsistency in there, and that's actually a Cobra project problem, and I don't want to talk about it. Okay, so build completion, context, set the default context, deploy, destroy, doctor, down, endpoints. All right, let's try this. Okteto, help. We're retrieving that right now, I guess. Generate a zip file created by the deploy. Completion, generate completion. We got that. Set a default context. Build and push the images defined by the build. Analytics down, deactivate your development container. Generate a zip file with Okteto logs. Yeah, it's Cobra. It's Cobra. That's not them at all. No, I'm curious because Cobra's getting better, and I'm gonna keep putting the pressure on them. Look, it's still the number one thing used out there, and its completion has gotten pretty damn good. Even though it's an external shell script and it could have been done all entire inside of the program. Still, it's GetOp. That's not Cobra's problem. That's been Unix forever. So destroy everything, create an Okteto deploy command, generate a zip file with Okteto logs, deactivate your development container, share endpoints for an environment, execute a command in your development container. Automatically generate your Okteto manifest download credentials for the Kubernetes cluster selected via Okteto context. Configure the current namespace of the Okteto context pipeline management. What I want to see is their Helm chart or whatever it is that they are installing into the Kubernetes. They've got to be building something. What are they building? Pipeline management controls, launcher development environment. I think that they're doing what so many people have done. We have one of these at my workplace too. The guy's gone now, but what they'll do is they'll make what I used to call a workspace container, and they'll build it out. They'll make one inside of Kubernetes, and then you just connect into it. Because that's a hard thing, and we don't have Docker Desktop, for example. I'm just curious. So, let's see, config. I don't think I have a Kubernetes running right now. I might have a kind running. I do. Good. Okay, so let's try this. So destroy, down, deactivate your development container. Help providing command init automatically generate your Okteto manifest. I have to have a manifest. Alrighty. Temp make Okteto test. Okteto test. Oktesto. I'm sorry. Okteto. I think it's just a glorified start a container up in Kubernetes and attach to it. I think that's all it is, which is fine and all, but Okteto. Oh wait, that was a mistake. Damn it. Okteto. Goy. Give me an Okteto, please. Please tell me you're going to use all the pre-developed packages. All right, there we go. We don't need you anymore. All right, so now I can use it from anywhere. So let's go in here. Let's say, oh wait, cd Okteto. Okteto. Oh wait, Okteto. Init. It's nice and pretty. Oh, we can use the arrow keys. Okay, I like terminal interfaces. Use the arrow keys to navigate. Wait, what? I can build something in the Okteto cloud? Okay. What the hell is that? I hope it's not my password. It kind of looks like it is. Hey, are you guys going to go own my password now? Please tell me they didn't put tokens in the query string. Oh shit, they did. They put tokens in the query string. How the fuck stupid do you have to be? I mean, seriously, it can't talk to it because it's like, nope, I don't have. I must have to have member. I must have to have access. Should we S trace it and see what it's doing? You want to? I know. I just got pwned. Okteto. Okteto init. S trace. Wait, it's run as Rob, so I can do it as me. Trace dash P. Which one is it? I think it's this one. Not attached process. Fine. It's Futex is trying to get a lock. I think it's a network lock. I have no idea what it's doing. So, man, Futex. I don't know what system call that is. Fast user pace locking. Holy shit. It's stuck in a semaphore lock. It's stuck in a semaphore lock. Yeah. That is crazy. It's stuck in a semaphore lock. It's got to have something else going. You know what? We have to trace the whole thing next time. Yeah, we need to... Here, wait. It's got to have been something else. It's using on mutex, yeah. Which means... Well, it's trying... You know what? It's trying... You can also open a browser. Okay, wait. Authentication will continue in your default browser. Ah, I should read. All right, I'm bad. I didn't read. I should have read it better. You know what? Don't own me, guys, people. Please don't own me. Please, I'm asking you nicely. Don't own me. I don't trust what this is gonna do. It could pull shit out of my history. I am scared now because they don't think about us streamers very much. So let me just go try this really quick. Paste and go. That would be a big old no. Wait. Yeah, I'm not doing this part there. The token, even if you had it, you can't get it. They want, okay, so it wants permission to verify my GitHub identity and to know which resources I can access. There's no fucking way I'm giving this application access to my GitHub. Act on your behalf. What is it going to do with that? Authorize GitHub apps, verify your identity. Perform tasks as GitHub. Fuck that. No, that is a big no. So, no, man. No, I got it. I got rid of that part. I redid it, Ghost. I redid it. Yeah, I redid it with just the thing. So it wants me to give pretty big GitHub permissions to the app, and I'm not willing to do that. I'm just not. I'm not willing to do that. Especially since you just saw the token, which means you'd have access to my GitHub if you could hack it to do that. I mean, I'm kind of interested to see what it would even do. I mean, why the hell does it need access to my GitHub anyway? You know what? You know what? I know what it was doing. It was using GitHub to authenticate in order to connect to its cloud. So it was using OAuth 2 to connect to its cloud rather than do its own thing. And it assumes GitHub was the only method of authentication. That's interesting. So it was going to use, because I don't think it said do things on your behalf. And I'm like, why would it need do things on your behalf permission to my GitHub unless it was going to do something more, you know? Cannot detect any manifest. Pipeline, compose Helm chart, Kate's manifest. Okay, and they also emails to sign in. They also allow only work or business emails to sign in. Okay, that would probably be wise. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Use default as a context. Cannot detect any manifest. What the hell is a manifest? Pipeline, compose, Helm chart, Kate's manifest. So, is this just a way of running my Kate's applications for me instead of using kubectl? I don't know. Let's go see. Completion context is the default context deploy. Execute locally listed command specified deploy. Build and push the images defined in the build section of your Octeto manifest. I don't have a manifest. I thought the init thing was going to make me a manifest. It says right there, automatically generate your Octeto manifest. Well, that failed. Download credentials for the Kubernetes cluster selected via Octeto context. I mean, was that wrong? Status of synchronization. Help init. Automatically generate. Deploy. Namespace target for generating Octeto manifest. We already did that. Override existing manifest file. Create another version. I mean, that seems to me like... Why is it trying to detect a manifest when I'm trying to make a manifest? Not seeming like the right thing there. Amount of information outputted. I mean, you really want to have a native English speaker read your help documentation. Can I just say? Oh, I'm done. I'm done. It's not doing what it claims to do, and I have no idea how to do it. So it literally says one information, two information, outputted. So, I mean, it's pretty. I'll give them that. And, you know, the whole replace thing, we got around that. And, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me because the command is supposed to create a manifest and it says, I can't detect a manifest. That's because I haven't created it. Octeto init is supposed to create a manifest. Why do you need to detect a manifest if you're not building one for me? I know. Let's try overwrite. Nope. No luck. Namespace. I mean, this is not like kind. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know. And I there's no way to know. So that's a bug. I mean, that's a straight up bug, if you ask me. I know. Let's make a V1 manifest. Maybe those are easier. I mean, I don't know. Oh, hey, look, that worked. That worked. Apparently V2 is broken. There's a bug there. Couldn't detect any language in the current folder. Pick your project's main language. See, I bet you that's what's up. I bet you that's what's up. I think I just got a hint about how to fix this. Go init. Yeah. Go init Octeto test. Mod init. All right, watch. It's gonna work now. Nope. Okay. I give up. I mean, I kind of want to get around their bug here, but no, they're not letting me. I can't hack their program. But V2 works. V1 works. V1 works apparently. So we want go. Yes, please. Select the resource you want to deploy. Use default values. All right, well, there you go. So maybe that's because I'm not using an officially supported version, and it's like a development version. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me check. CD get it. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just want to. So issues, lots of them. What else? Tags. Remote version. There are no tags. No tags. Well, that's interesting. They have no tags. Where's the release? Is there a release? How do they not have any tags? GitHub Actions contributors. So they do have a downloadable. That's kind of cool. And Darwin. Let's see here. So I don't know how they pull that off without tag. They have releases. And they didn't put V in front of the tag. That might be the problem. Yeah, I think mine require my command uses a V. Yeah, pretty sure. Get ls remote tags. Oh god. So they do have them. They're just not getting parsed. Yeah, because my program is looking for a semver sort, which I wrote. Because most reasonable people will put a V in front of their tag, for God's sake. They apparently did not, though. So I'll count that against them. I mean, let me show you. So you believe me, because right now you just think I'm full of shit. Let's go to the Kubernetes project and look at their tags. No tags for them either. Maybe I'm full of shit. They don't have any tags. Oh. Derp, 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 derp. No, they have tags. See? Because they put a V in front. So, I don't know. Maybe look at the Kubernetes project versioning to when you decide how to use your versioning tags. I mean, do I have to keep going? Let me show you another project that uses tags properly. Jin. Oh, hey, look. They did the same thing. But not Okteto. They decided to drop the V for some fucking reason. I don't even think it's a standard semver. I think the semver has to have a V at the beginning of it. I mean, why would you not do that? And even Swagger's going to get it right. Watch. Yep. But not Okteto. You think developers would know how to tag their releases? I mean, if you're making software that proposes to be the end-all development environment in Kubernetes for all your people that are going to use it in production, you might have a clue about how to set up your release tags. Guess not. I mean, at least, okay, fine. Strictly speaking, I got to know this. What is the official semver syntax? I think it does not require a V in front. Print versions that match the specific range. Semantic versioning 2.0. Yeah, the actual version doesn't have a V. Doesn't require a V. It's not a part of the semver definition. So strictly speaking, they're fine. And just because every other project on the planet put a V there, yeah. So, that caught me off guard. In fact, so much so that I built it into my tool, and it doesn't work on their project. It broke. I was like, oh shit. So, I mean, that's all good. Where are we? I keep forgetting where I am. We're still making a video here. Somebody asked the question, what do you think of Okteto? This is going to be great because Okteto's going to watch this whole thing. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? And why is he making fun of us? And I'm sorry if you're watching this. You're probably wonderful people, but so many like noob fails. Not to mention the fact that on the first run of your software, I couldn't even run a init because there's a bug. And then a dead background. They may possibly have hired people. Who knows? You know, this is also true. Yeah, you have that problem, the reverse problem, right? So this went ahead and made a security context. That's interesting. Command bash Okteto Golang. I still don't know what that is. Does that, I mean, I still don't know what to do. What the hell is the point? So Okteto up. Oh, look at this. This is exciting. This is exciting. Ooh, it made me client certificates. Ooh, okay, I'm excited about this. What is this now? Installing dependencies. Manifest 1 is deprecated and will be removed in 3. Well, then maybe you should fix your fucking bug in your init program. So follow the guide to upgrade the new Okteto manifest. How about I don't? You're pulling the whole fucking image for Golang right now. I'm probably going to blow up. I don't think I have a big enough one because it's in kind. Wait. Oh my God. You know what it's doing? Yeah, there it is. It used my kind and then it pulled it all in there. Context kind, namespace kind, Okteto test, forward. So, okay, so it's obviously something to do with web stuff. Welcome to your development container. Okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, I won't lie, that is cool. This is, okay, so confirmed. The thing that they're mostly interested in is a bunch of developers decided, hey, you know what? It would be cool if we could use Kubernetes and log into containers running in pods inside Kubernetes. Watch. So get pods. We're going to have an Okteto pod. Here we go. And we can describe. So that is cool. I'm not going to lie. That is something that pretty much every Kubernetes administrator or developer does almost immediately. I did it with container workspaces, and we actually have at least 3 different projects going on that have all been in different stages of completion, which do one thing. They create in fact, I did this for the REST API development. So when we were doing the REST API development, we were like, hey, we need to be able to spin you up. So I ended up just making a Docker file so they would get a container with all the dependencies, which included Java, so I could use OpenAPI. And that, it's kind of like Vagrant, right? But running it inside of Kubernetes. So the problem I have with this, though, is that this has a solid dependency on a Kubernetes cluster. So I want to know what happens when I run it in kind versus, you know, if I use the same configuration file, and that's just the same as just running it in Docker, period. So basically what they've done is they've Kubernetesized the regular development practice of having a Docker Composer, a Docker file, and then using that for your development, and then sharing that container with everybody and synchronizing that container. And so it sounds like they've put that synchronization into the Kubernetes cloud so that everybody that's coming in gets the same image all the time. And that's pretty cool. I won't lie. That is pretty cool, because that is kind of the annoyance of doing development that needs a bunch of singular requirements. So I won't lie. That's not bad. Now, if they happen to, I don't have an 8080 here. Let me see what it's on the girl. I mean, they make a lot of assumptions about actually, I think I have X on here. Yeah. Uh-oh, my wife is ringing the doorbell at me. My stepson's coming out, though, to get it. Unexpected file. Oopsie. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that right now. All right, so we are in a development container now. Now that's interesting. It actually put my YAML file in the development container. Oh, there's no VI over here. Wonderful. Is there Emacs? Sudo app. It's all gonna. This is horrible. This is totally horrible. How are you supposed to do any development over here? There's no VI. Probably because it's Alpine. Should we find out? I bet you anything it's Alpine. Uh-huh. No, not Alpine. What is it? What the hell is it? It's not Ubuntu Minimal. Apps, okay. Hey, hi.
Did you see
I can't. Here, give me a sec to pause. All right. So, I mean, how can you have a development container without an editor? I mean, I have to ask this question. I am super sorry if I'm being annoying. Maybe it's because it wasn't put in the YAML file. I have a feeling that there's this nice, pretty web GUI on port 80 that. How can I? Could I SSH tunnel it? I have a feeling that there's this like beautiful web editor that I can go open up. It's probably running VS Code or something, and the web version, and that it will let me do the editing. But I can't see it because it's just not here. But welcome, happy editing without an editor. I have a feeling it's not persistent too. Check it. Watch if I do this. If there are ports on the pod, there are. It told us. It already did that. There's ports on the pod. I'm running inside of a VM, so I don't have access to graphics on this. That's why I was trying to curl it just now. Yeah. See, it actually showed it earlier. It was up here. See, it's forwarding these two ports, which I have a feeling. I mean, 2345. That I think is that's the 645 65 whatever. Hey, how you doing? Just a second. I gotta pause. I gotta finish here. Family wants me, but so I mean I got to know the mystery here. I want to know what the purpose of this is. We use it to sync our local code directly into the container. Editor is whatever you're running locally. You run to sync to your container. Yeah, take care of EMT. Thank you for being here. You made me laugh so much. This has been super fascinating, but I am kind of losing interest. I honestly don't understand the expectations that they're putting up. I mean, they told me, welcome to your editor, and there's nothing I can do here. So I don't understand that. I just don't understand it. I don't understand the point of the up command. Let's actually go out here. Let's see if we still have a let's see if our pod went away. Nope, we still have a pod. Is it running in my namespace? Okay, get nodes. Did it make anything else? What namespace is it running? Is it running in the default namespace? I think it's running in the kind namespace. Okay, get all dash A. Let's go. Oops. I mean, I'm sorry. This stuff doesn't fit on my screen. It's one of my biggest annoyances. So it uses sync thing locally to push local code into the container via SSH. It'll create an init container which fires up an SSH container between the local container. Yep. But it didn't mount any local volumes or anything. Actually, I didn't check that. Up. Wait, we don't need that. We probably just added another one, didn't we? Yeah, I think we did. I think we just added another one. No, same one. Wait, what? Where did it go? Wait, wait. What the hell? Did I kill it? It's like okay, test deployment apps. Wait, is that a static container? Oh, no, it said deployment. It says deployment, of course. How are you to punch up? I don't understand. I don't understand. Can you get pods? It's wait, there it is. I was in it, but it wasn't responding. It wasn't my CD wasn't updated. Maybe that's some kind of problem. Welcome to your. That's weird. That was weird. Heavy coding. I can't code. I can't type anything. I can't VI editing. There's no ed. You didn't give me VI. You didn't give me Amax. You didn't give me anything. So how can I code anything? I am just absolutely baffled. So, is there an Okteto over here? No. I was going to look at the mounts. LSBLK. Look at all those loopbacks. Got to be Ubuntu. It's got to be Ubuntu minimal. Yeah, I don't even need to look any further after seeing those loopbacks. Okay, so it did make a remote LVM mount, so that might be a persistent volume claim. Yeah, I really want to see that. It gave me 5 gigabytes read-write access and in the default namespace. Okay, so I do have a persistent disk. That's nice to know. That is locked to me now. It could actually, it is bound. Okay. Now, I mean, it's a PVC, so it could be released at any time. I imagine it won't be, though. I mean, yeah, because, I mean, it got it back after the pod died. So, actually, let's kill the pod and see if it still comes back. I just want to see if it still got nodes here. All right, so, no, I just got the control plane now. What the hell? What the hell? Is the PV there still? It should be. Yeah. The PVC is still there. So that's good. The scariest thing about PVC is having it go away because of something that your pod does or something. I mean, technically, pods aren't supposed to be able to do that, but I'm always scared of it anyway. I'm always afraid that my PVC is just going to go away. My PVC is going to poof. That's why I have a cluster over here to practice this stuff. Because depending on the storage class, stuff like that, I just don't trust the persistent volume. And that's in the default namespace. So, I mean, if I were doing this as myself, I would have a service account set up and I would have a namespace for it. And anything created in that thing would still have the PVCs. I'd have to expressly remove them, right? So that looks fine. That's interesting, though, because that would mean that if I install, assuming they mounted as root, which we don't know, and we're going to go look. If they did, then that means I actually could put shit on there and it would persist. But we only get 5 gig on that. So let's try that actually. So let me go up this thing. I mean, it's not like I can start a new pod. In order to do this, I have to run their command to kick off the pods, which isn't bad. I'm just kind of getting ideas here. So they have status development mode is enabled under deployment. Run Okteto up is enabled to enable it to try again. Okay. Well, that's what we did on purpose. So, why did it pull the image again? It didn't need to. Oh, it's from the internal cluster, which is just a Docker container engine. A kind engine, which is actually Podman on this machine now. I don't think it's Docker anymore. It's using the Podman run C stuff. So I don't know what the hell is up with these ports. That would be actually fun to go look at. But I want to git pods in the default. There it is. And I'm logged into it. Now let's actually kill it and see what happens. Should we do that? Yeah. No, let's first of all see if it's persistent. So sudo apt install. It's kind of like, what's the username and password? I do not know. Apt update. Can I even do that? What do you mean sudo commands not found? No sudo? My God. What the hell Linux distro is this? Apparently it's running as root. It's just not telling you that. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know, but how's it doing? How's it going? Apt install vim. Yes, please. Well, at least it's apt and not something else. Which vim? All right, so let's just safely exit. And let's go back in and see if Vim is still there, because it should be, because our PPC should be working, right? So, which Vim? Yep. So that'll be there until I delete the persistent volume, which should be never. Now, you know, not even through a Kubernetes upgrade. And that's also something that scares me, is what happens to PPCs and PVs when you go through a Kubernetes upgrade. Because if you lose those, I mean, that's ugly, right? And that's the whole backup strategy issue. So that's kind of cool. Now let's try to kill it. Let's actually kill that shit. Let's gonna kill that thing. We're gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it. Okay, get pod, and then I'm gonna go because I'm just super curious. Okay, delete. No. Okay. What do I want to do? I can't think right now. Okay. Well, yeah. Is it delete or remove? I can't remember. I don't do this command very much, thank God. And we'll do okay. Get pods. What? It's already got a new one? Wow, that's kind for you. That was pretty damn fast. So I mean, okay, so far, the fact that I could use this to spin up a development environment in Kubernetes, with almost zero initial configuration on my part, it's pretty damn cool. And I have said a lot of funny things about Okteto so far, and I've really slammed on them the whole entire stream, but to give them the benefit of the doubt, that's cool. What that has done is that's nothing that you could not have done by creating a kubectl against your. In fact, we're going to do this on a cluster over here. We're going to do everything that Okteto does. We're just going to do it inside of a single manifest that doesn't necessarily need Okteto. So Okteto has just added this nice front end on the whole thing, and including security permissions and stuff and sharing of that pod and container and everything. And that I don't need that, but I can see where somebody might like that, right? Because now somebody else can probably actually connect at the same time. Let's actually try that. Let's try that. I wonder if I can simulate that by getting into a different account. Probably not. I'm guessing no. Let's try though. So if I do Okteto, wait, let's go back to temp. I mean, it's going to be the same one, so this is probably not going to work. So, but I just want to try this. So if we do, I just want to see what happens if I do 2. It should probably be 2 pods, I'm thinking. Yeah, so it's going to start up another shell to the same exact, to probably a separate pod, I'm guessing, with the same mounted physical volume, which is root, right? Yeah, look. All right, that explains it. So even though we have multiple people on the system, SkillSec, when we learn about it at SkillSec, yeah, I do Kubernetes stuff pretty much all day, every day during work and stuff. So I'm eventually going to write a book about Kubernetes on-prem. I'm trying to decide the title of the book. It'll probably be Learning Kubernetes On-Prem, and then put on-prem in quotes, because it's very different than the cloud. It's similar, but anyway. So there is our. The crazy thing about this is, oh, look at that shit. This is kind for you right here. This is one of the things I hate about kind. This is why you have to get off kind or Minikube if you want to do any kind of actual testing of on-prem setup, because you see what this is doing. The storage class for kind. Watch, I'm gonna show you. Get the storage class. The storage class is ranch.io local path. So the storage class is whatever you have on disk, right? So if you fill you're using kind and you fill your disk, you filled your disk. You didn't fill the volume or any of that, depending on how you mounted your storage class. So I wanted to see how they mounted it, and they have not chunked out anything here. They have, what the hell? Oh, they have a secret, and they have a sync thing secret, which, okay, that's the thing. And they have another secret. So these are just mounted files. And I don't see, I was hoping to see the PVC there, but I don't see it. Actually, I think that's different, right? I'm misunderstanding PVCs and stuff. I need to review all that again, because this is showing a mounted thing, but I don't think I have that much space. In fact, I know I don't. That's very misleading, because if I look at the PV, right? Am I misunderstanding PV's physical volumes? I think I am. This says the capacity is only 5 gigabytes for this persistent volume. That means that it is bound, and it's running. But it's this is one of the most annoying things about Kubernetes. I still to this day cannot get my head around why this shows that I have 237 gigabytes available, and the persistent volume says I only have a maximum capacity of 5 gigabytes. Now, I've been told that this is a lie before. And it says here, so that's the capacity, and I've only claimed 20. And I've been told that if I need more storage than that, then it'll increment it or something, and that this is a complete lie. And I actually don't understand that. I don't understand that. I need somebody like Head or somebody to explain that to me, because this doesn't jive with me. I mean, I'm used to like mounting. I would have expected the mount point for this to be limited to 5 gigabytes. Instead, when we get on the system, it's showing us the stuff that's from the underlying storage class, which in this case is the local disk, which is wrong. If I actually, the only way to test this would be for me to make a 5 gigabyte or bigger file. I kind of want to do that, actually. I kind of want to do that. How do I do that? How do I make a big file really fast? What command do I do that? How make you thought this was gonna be a short question and answer, didn't you? DD is a good one. You're right. Yeah, let's use DD. Yeah, I'm gonna put a big old block chunk on there. And you get a fat file and zeros with flat. Yeah, I want to. What was it? It'd be a DD. It would be the DD dash I dash OF equals some file, and then read from like dev1 or something. Read from some sort of infinite thing besides dev random, because I'm running out of bits. There's got to be a trick. I don't know what it is. Quickly generate. You just keep writing a 0 onto the end. Large test files windows. We could do that. I could just write a single. I mean, just writing a single character to the file is just as fast. I was trying to figure a way to do it more efficiently. I want to blow my disk out very efficiently. So, while true, do echo 0. I mean, we're going to write into the file. It's not going to be buffered at all. It's going to take forever. You have a good one? Done. All right. Watch me fill my hard drive. Um. No, I don't want to do that. I know you want me to. I know you're rooting for the hard drive getting filled. I know. I can feel it. I can feel it. Okteto. Shit, I gotta get back in there so I can kill it. I can just control C it, but whatever. Okteto. Okteto up. It's too hard to spell, goddammit. Somebody became a millionaire off this project. Terminated? What the hell? What the hell? Can I only have one connection at a time? Oh, look at that. If dev 0, I was going to get dev 0. 1g.img, bs equals 1, count 0, equals, ooh, Sir Maxim, you're great. Yeah. Ooh, that's very, very good. That's very good. Fill disk as fast as possible. Damn it. There we go. I'm gonna put that in my set, so I have that to go get later. Yeah. Anyway, so we've discovered something here. So the fact is that I cannot log in. Oh, you know what I did? I probably oomed. Yeah. Okay, Oomer. I did. I'm pretty sure I oomed. I did. I oomed. I need to go look at my stuff. I did. I oomed. I oomed. I oomed all over that thing. Hey, look, there's my password. Client is syncing. Check your notes the next time you need a DD args. I am. I definitely oomed. I'm thinking I oomed. Maybe I didn't. Accepted forward, remote. Bin bash, remote process. No, I didn't. There's nothing there. Wait, is that the same pod? What is it? No, it's the same. Wait. Watch what happens. Okay, that connects. Oh, look at that. Oh, only one pod for you, Umer. You can't be connected from two different processes. It kills your other one. Interesting. I think that's I could see doing that. It did. Watch, it made a new pod though. Every time you do that. Wait, no, it didn't. What? It didn't make a new pod. It kicked me out of the existing pod because that one was already there. Kept the pod open without making a new pod and then left. But if I exit, it's going to make a new pod. Watch. It's going to make a new pod. Wait. That pod should be dead. Why is the pod still running? Do I have something still connected to it? I must have something. I have tons of shit open. That doesn't make any sense. Why is the pod still running? That is a waste of resources. It must have like a timeline where it kills itself after a certain amount of time. It's got to have a max age. Just like leaving a pod container running in Kubernetes like that is waste. It's not very much, but it's a waste. It's still there, man. All right, so, yeah. Okteto init. No, Okteto up. I mean, images pulling. It's pulling another image. Synchronizing your files. I think the synchronizing your files is the thing where it pulls down a fresh PR and all that shit. Yeah, and it, I mean, it's doing quite a bit of stuff when it ran right there, and that would all be in the Go program. So, which I bet there's no DD on here. Oh my God, there's a DD. dt if equals dev 0, OF equals 1 gigabyte image, VS equals 1. Now, we shouldn't be able to do this because what's our PV? Is it 5 gig? Oh, we should make a 5 gig. Wait, and then we could do... Wait, what? SQL equals 1 gig. This equals 1. Count equals 0. Seek equals 5 gig. Do I have enough? I think I do. Oh my god, that was so awesome. That is definitely the fastest way to make something. Check it out, man. It totally worked. Oh, I am so thankful. Who told me that? Sir Maxim, thank you so much for that. I am very happy that you told me that method. Yeah. So yeah, ls-lh 5 gigs df-h. All right, so we are now using 46 gig. And let's remove it since it's a lie anyway. And it should now be, less. -vi. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. It didn't get rid of it. It did not affect the actual mounted device space. Am I missing something? Got a few of those around. Really? Wow, that's so cool that you did that. Am I just wrong, or did this just not change at all? So, what the hell just happened? This is a fucking lie. It even says it's an overlay. So, I am really surprised at what is now happening. I'm going to make this, say, 5 gig image. All right, so let's go check the PV on this. So the PV says 5 gig, right? And it says 29 by 29 things are consumed. And now it says 32 megabytes. Maybe I put a little bit more in there. So the same PV. And I now want to see if this has changed. Nope. No difference. I really don't understand. So I just added a 5 gigabyte file. That was the minutes. Oh, whoopsie. Is it PVC that has the total amount that is taken? There's really no way to know how much of your PVC has been taken. This is the thing that drives me nuts about Kubernetes. Let's try that. Good point. Is it ow equals wide? 33 megabytes, the rest minutes. SH. 5 gigabytes. PVC. I don't think it actually ever gives you the number. I had this problem before when I was trying to debug an NFS, a filled NFS mount, and I could not see anything. There's nothing to see. This is a 5 gigabyte file, clearly, and there's nothing. It says it still only uses 4 gigabytes, 46 gigabytes. I don't believe that. This is lying because I just used 5 gigabytes someplace, and it's not showing me that anywhere. And I don't understand. I mean, it might be that it was exactly 5 gigabytes, so it didn't have to use the exact amount. Let's go over that, shall we? Yeah, let's make another one. LSOF dash L1 or plus L1. Oh, of course. Let's make another file real quick. I mean, 0 records in, 0 bytes out, 0 bytes copied. So I wonder if this method is not counting as filled disk space. Maybe I need to flush. No, this is just a seek, so I shouldn't have to flush. There's no flush anyway. Right? This is so confusing. What am I filling? Seriously, what the hell? Okay, I overrode the same one, so let's do a different one. All right. Maybe that's over the PV size. Something different happened. Something different happened this time. Yes. You seeing this? Oh, no, never mind. I was wrong. I was wrong. False alarm. Etsy. Wait, what the hell? Why is Etsy hosts mapping a logical volume? This is so fucking weird. Wait, was it already that way? .vg. Oh, no. That's a completely different thing anyway. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. You're overwriting the same file. Yeah, I know. But then I didn't. Then I made another one. So we're clearly over the 5 gigabytes. We have 2 5 gigabyte files if they're real. We don't know if they're real. They might just be reporting as being that size in the file system, but they haven't actually occupied that much space. We don't know. I mean, I could do it on my actual system and see what happens. Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. I mean, I got the space, so this is kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know. Let's try this first. So, all right. So we are now on the host system, which is a VM. It's had 200 something gig allocated. So this should work. It's going to be annoying, but it should work. And df-h. And we still have 46 gigabytes. Oh, I know what's going on. No, I don't. Never mind. I don't think our DD command is working. I don't think it's getting flushed. That's the only explanation. How's it going, Aaron? I mean, I just don't think it's happening. I don't think it's getting flushed. It's definitely not getting flushed. The DD command's the one in question here. Which is pretty damn terrifying. Because if I ever saw a file that's 5 gigabytes like that, I would freak out. But they are not registering in my used disk. They are not registering as used disk. So it actually makes me feel a little more comfortable because that means that my method of creating the files is not working as intended. I have no idea why. I think it might be because it's not getting committed. It's not getting flushed or something, but I don't know. I have no idea. Work today. I think it should work. That's why I'm confused. du dash sh. Oops. Yeah, that is definitely not working. That is so weird. We just found a way to really, 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 really troll your buddies. I have never seen that before. It's right there. You can do the math. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 gigabytes total disk utilization for this directory SDF du dash h dot and 12 total k. If you restart, it will update. Restart what? The file system? Did you refer to gigabytes? Gigabits or gigabytes? Wait, did it add another? Are we doing it wrong? Yeah, I bet if we remounted it. Well, what's a G then? What the hell is that? What are you talking about, expected behavior? So I have to remount for it to actually get me the utilization? I don't want to remount. I'm running this. This is really weird. Human mode on, yeah. I don't even know what a sparse file is. What is a sparse file? Empty bytes do not need to be saved and can be represented instead of metadata. Precise sparse file is a type of computer file that attempts to use file system space more efficiently when the file itself is partially empty. This is by writing brief information. Oh. So we made a sparse file. I did not know what a sparse file was. Today is the first day I ever learned what a sparse file is. It's probably because I didn't take computer science in college. Zet create. Today I learned what a sparse file is. And so there. Yeah. Sometimes a file doesn't actually take its size in disk space. Very weird. Yeah. So I'm gonna actually write it right here. So I'm gonna do a df dash, sorry, a du and ls dash l, and then we'll do a du dash hi. We'll send this to bash and replace it with the output. Oh, wrong thing. I mean, where was I? In the Okteto test. All right. Temp Okteto. Okteto test. Okteto test. What are you talking about? It's right there. Okteto. All right, there we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I guess I'll put this the same. Ah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, we should have made this an H. There we go. And now I have that. I will never forget it. Probably time for me to call it a night, though. I know the YouTube people they thought this was really funny all this time, and now I'm like off in a thing. What's that? df-h. Do may not be the best tool for checking how much space is left on a different partition. I'd use df-h. It's still not capturing those 5 gigabytes. And that's the thing that concerns me. It's still not showing it. So, and I don't know how to make it show it. No, you use that's bytes, right? I mean, I have a feeling that sparse disk space is not going to show you. It is block size, yeah, but with the UH6, that's the one I've been using. It still says 12K, even though ls-lh, you can see there's 2 5 gigabyte sparse files there. Yeah, we've been doing that one all night, the du-sh. And so I learned something about Unix tonight. I did not know there's, and the thing of it is I still didn't get the answer I was looking for. I still have no idea how persistent volume claims show on a logged in pod like I am right now, right? So sparse files aside, the df command is a total lie, because I'm supposed to be, it's obviously persisting data there somehow. I do not have LSOF yet. LSOF might be the way to get to the end of this, but LSOF is in netutils, right? GPKG dash. What is it? Is it T or LSOF? I can't remember. It had 49. No, it didn't. It did not have 49 before. It's had 46 the whole time, as far as I know. No, I doubt seriously. Yeah, I have never seen a 49 since. I mean, I could be wrong, but I've been watching it at 46 all night. There's a 47. Yeah, it's an easy mistake to make. I mean, yeah. Maybe. I mean, that would make sense, right? There's 46 there too. Stat, but not a stat. Yeah, well, that's interesting, because all of the normal administrator commands to show you the size of occupied disk is not there. It might have been there. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's late for me too. So I mean, we kind of left with a few mysteries that I'm actually going to come back and get to the bottom of right now. Not right now, not tonight. But I have a feeling that if I were to remount the disk, like reboot the machine, that those files would be occupied. With sparse files, you're thin provisioning space. Yeah. But I have no idea what that means. And all I know is that there is some situation in which a file can exist on my system that does not represent the total file size, yet it will report. I mean, I just showed you. So that the fact that that's even a possibility is hugely educational for me. And DF. Yeah. I mean, the reason I did this is because I wanted to get a handle on what happens if I max out the persistent volume allocation size, which gave me 5 gigabytes. From what I've been told, though, that's the main issue. The PV thing is just a recommendation. And I've always wanted to know what happens if you use more than the PV gives you. Does it give you another PV and then remount it with a different size? Is it just a warning? What the fuck is it? I have had a problem with this. So it would, you wouldn't have had this issue if the kernel was in Rust. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on here. I mean, this the Okteto thing. I mean, other problems aside, it's. I see what they're trying to do, and I'm kind of okay with that. Um, I mean, the reason to use it would be to get development. I can so let me just end here. So let's say that I have been. This is going to be like kind of my conclusion here, and I'll go ahead and zoom in for this because for dramatic effect, I'll zoom in. Okay, so one of the cases. So the question is, have you heard about Okteto? That was the original question, but an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. And no, I hadn't, but now I have, and we had a really good laugh at a bunch of Silicon Valley beginning developer stuff that happened. But in the end, we were able to get Okteto to run and to at least do its primary function, which is to allow a developer command line, and we assume there's some web-related sweetness in there as well for those who like that stuff. And I I've got an Ubuntu command line with root access, and I just had to run Okteto up. I had to run Okteto init --v1 because init has a bug, so you have to do the --v1. They got that to work, and then after that, I ran init, and it used my current Kubernetes context to create a pod and to log me in, which was what appears to be an Ubuntu Linux, command line. And I got to tell you that is something I appreciate because I am frequently the guy. I'm the guy who has been told, "Thou shalt not use Docker on your on your home on your PC. You can't use anything else on your machine. You can't install Docker. I mean, you can use Podman Desktop these days, but in all of those cases, it is very tempting to just say, you got Kubernetes access. You don't need anything else, right? And another advantage of that, and I'm just going to say that whole thing about running stuff in prod, the marketing materials might have been misworded and spelled incorrectly and all of that, but the ability to quickly log into the production cluster and make pods and look around and stuff from inside of the cluster, that is appealing. Whether you're doing it as a developer or as an administrator, that is very appealing, and everybody's got their trick for that, right? So, there's like running a sidecar pod. There's just running a pod directly, using the net. What is that thing called? The net one. Real business is done in prod. Well, or just getting a cluster. I mean, as an administrator, having a command line running on a pod. Assuming there's not a bunch of other magic going on with RBAC rules and stuff like that, which I mean, I don't. The thing that scares me about it is that I am an admin, which means I have full permissions to do really nasty things to the production cluster if I wanted to. So, as cool as it is, I would never use it because I just don't trust it. Honestly, I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. It's like, so it's I mean, even with a namespace, I guess I could do a namespace. No, it has full permissions. It has access to my credentials from kubectl to log into the production cluster, and I can try to contain the namespace and everything, but PV and stuff like that. I think it was associated with the namespace, but there's really nothing that says that it has to do that. I mean, it could go out and do stuff to the cluster stuff that is completely outside of the namespace, and it would have permission to do that. So, as an admin tool, I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. I mean, I can see maybe if you were an admin and you wanted, your developers were clamoring because they were like, hey, we want a development environment, and it takes forever to set up Docker Desktop. We just want to run Okteto up and boom, have a command line or whatever else. I mean, I can see the appeal of that for an administrator or operator who's got developers on his or her back to get, you know, to get stuff up. But I would want to be damn sure that those developers didn't have access to other things. So we'd have to be really good with making sure that, you know, your service accounts and everything are set up properly so that you would keep the developers from blowing everything else away. I mean, you should have that anyway, right? Because developers, in particular our developers, are gonna do things that they shouldn't, like, for example, blow away their resources and then complain because their stuff keeps crashing. You know, Umer, that just happened today. I was doing support. I was reading through the support stuff, and one of the threads was an Umer who kept running out of memory in their application. And he said, well, it's because you're running out of application. Here's how you go check the events. And, you know, that's what it was. It's like, okay, Umer, you know, but I mean, so there's always going to be that problem. So I can see the appeal of Okteto. It is pretty cool that I have a command line running on a pod as root in my production cluster from one command on my desktop. But I'm just still concerned with the other pieces of this. But if you wanted to set that up for a developer, I could see doing it. I just don't understand the aversion to giving your developers a localized development environment that doesn't require internet access. And that's my single biggest complaint about this entire company. Their entire reason for being is to enable development from remote access into a centralized cluster, whether it's dev or prod. That, to me, is a development anti-pattern. And I've said so many times, there's a lot of people that are doing collaborative development using VS Code over the web and shit. And you know, whatever these other things are. And I've always hated that. It's not good practice to expect your developers to have internet access. It's not. Do I have to make a case for this? Like being on the bus, going on the train. I mean, terminals and stuff like that, they have very sensitive latency problems, and they'll eventually time out and they'll disconnect. Thank God for TMUX and stuff. But, you know, it's not old fashioned to say it's a bad idea to depend on the internet for access to do development, because there are a million places your developers could be productive that are now not productive. The whole basis for Git is to produce an exact copy of the source code locally. You can make the same argument for containers, so that you are decoupled from the internet dependency. And that makes you a much more efficient developer. It makes you're still able to collaborate and share and phone home eventually when you have the internet. And you certainly need internet for research. But if you're doing C development, things like that, I mean, you can do a lot of that development online. You have your own docs and everything. Particularly in Go, since all the documentation is available online as well. I mean, you can do a lot of that development without having internet access. Or, you know, you have your phone has internet access, and you don't have to necessarily tether. So I just don't like this idea of depending on a cloud, including an on-prem cloud, for development of any kind. And based on that, there's no way I could ever recommend Okteto to anybody. And I have been fighting against this since I worked at this place where I work now, because they do not think it's a good idea to work locally. Now, to be fair, some of the applications that we use and stuff are running on systems with like A100 GPUs, even in dev. So, you know, it's very tempting to say, oh, hey, I want to set up a persistent volume and an environment, which is what they've been saying, is that's what the environment finally means. We know that means just a command line environment. And being able to leverage all the power of those machines in the cluster to do development or to do machine learning crunching. I mean, I could see some of that stuff. In fact, that is a potential use case for Okteto that would apply to my immediate place of business, because they are doing a lot of ad hoc, machine learning jobs and stuff like that. And if they could just get onto one of those machines and, through Kubernetes, and, run it. I imagine that YAML allows you to do some taints or something to make sure you're on the right GPU machine. I don't know. Or whatever affinity, and then you like log in, and then you could run. I mean, we'd have people saying, "Hey, I want to interactively log in and run a job, and be able to come back and check on it later by just whatever, Okteto upping themselves back into the same pod that's running." That they're familiar with that kind of thing from our batch processing systems, where they submit jobs to do that kind of thing. But in that way, it would be a very interactive way to get access to a very powerful machine running in the cluster with access to very powerful GPUs that they would never have access to locally. And it's an entirely different scenario. That's not even machine learning. So if anybody from Okteto is actually watching this entire thing, you might have a potential market there to pitch to. Now, doing machine learning modeling in Kubernetes is already an anti-pattern. People do it all the time, but it's already an anti-pattern because Kubernetes was made for microservices. It's not made for long-running, batch processing things of that type. And that's more of an open PBS kind of situation where you want to use some sort of batch thing. You can come back in and check on it every once in a while. But I mean, if for a small thing, it might be a little bit better than your running Jupyter, which is what everybody does now. In order to run that kind of job, they'll submit a batch job to run a Jupyter, instance, and then they'll go to their web page and submit all their stuff through that. And I imagine there's a percentage of people who don't want to do that for their machine learning submissions, but many of them do, and they're seriously focused on generating, the world's best, PyTorch enabled containers so that they can do those kind of things. If Okteto let us actually set up the image that's used for the login and stuff, that actually might take a lot of the hassle out of it. But as it is now, they will generate their own containers, and they will put them in PyTorch and NVIDIA thing, and then they'll build their golden image, and they'll stick that into Harbor, and then they'll trigger that either through a batch process or through a Kubernetes job, and they'll pull down that container themselves and run it that way. Okteto might get them a little bit on that front, but I don't know how much. I mean, most of these people who are doing that stuff already know enough to get things working. So I don't know. It is compelling. I mean, seeing a command line on a system with one command that's running on a pod inside of a cluster is pretty interesting. That actually is something that I want to make, but I think you should have that no matter what. I think any administrator should be able to get as fast as possible. Should be able to get a pod or a sidecar running within a specific namespace, so they can get a lay of the land and look around in there. And NetShoot is the one that everybody uses because it comes with Nmap and all this other stuff when you're doing network debugging, and you have to see the network from the perspective of a container in the pod. There's no better tool than that. I mean, you just NetShoot your pod right into the cluster. God help you if this is in there, because it's going to conflict with your sidecar, and you have to specify the container and stuff. But once you're into it, you can like look around at the ARP stuff in there and ping stuff or whatever you want to, so you can get an actual view of the universe from within a pod, which you'd think would be easier. It's actually pretty hard to do that without that kind of sidecar injection method. So that is something about Okteto that immediately appealed to me. It's not related to injecting it into a specific namespace, though. This is, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I didn't ask what namespace. I imagine I could have made a namespace and just run it and had it add a new Okteto pod within that namespace, which would not be in the same pod. I mean, not like NetShoot, but it would still be in the same namespace. So it would have, the same DNS resolution. Some of that other stuff I think would be the same. But in terms of debugging and diagnosing existing apps, it wouldn't help at all. It would maybe help to, I mean, it might be a good way to get kind of a hello world injected into your application while you're developing it. So while you're doing all the other stuff of your development, you could include the Okteto thing inside of that namespace as well. So, you could do whatever you wanted to do internally and kind of see it from inside of that sort of federation of internal things, you know, the namespace, the deployment, all those apps that are in there. Anyway, so I think this has been a pretty exhaustive look at Okteto. And I mean, I'm not. I think it's funny. I was laughing. I was having a really good laugh at it. But I do feel like we've done some good due diligence here, and it's time to go.
Did you forget?
So
You
bye.
you don't have to go.
I
just
have
wanna
to
show you
go.
this.
I have to go because my wife is here now. Bye.